Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and we're going to do an update on the Blizzard debacle. The Activision Blizzard sale is causing all kinds of ripples all over the video game and tech spaces. All kinds of news coming out in the wake of a deal that really shouldn't surprise anyone. I mean, I'm surprised Microsoft paid as much as they did for Activision Blizzard. I mean, we're talking almost, $70 billion. But the company was in trouble. There's been a lot of bad press. The reports are coming out now that the bad press and the employees jumping ship prompted the sale. And, look, we speculated before in videos talking about Blizzard, like the only way they were going to shake the stigma, the stench of Cosby, was probably to sell the company, restructure the company, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I don't know if people expected Microsoft to plunk down the cash that they did, but here we are. So we're going to talk about the aftershock, I guess, of all this. One of the first things that came up, and I got to give a hat tip to CCG, who's been sending over a couple of links, our way. But one of the first things to happen is that Sony's stock plummets after Microsoft and Activision announced this deal, because this is going to be pretty big blow to Sony. To probably, I imagine that Blizzard and Activision titles are going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC. They're not coming to PS4, or PS5, PS6, whatever. And look, the Xbox needs all the help it can get, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how Bobby Kotick is going to have a golden parachute. He's not going to lose, regardless of what happens to the current Activision Blizzard CEO, the one that a lot of people are blaming for the problems over at Blizzard. Dude's not going to go broke. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. We always have a saying over here: the house always wins, which is, you can try to cancel some people. You can like to see them homeless in a box on the street because you don't like them or whatever. But usually these people have backup plan upon backup plan upon backup plan, especially if you're dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars. It's very hard to go broke if you have hundreds of millions of dollars in a bank account and just passive investments. You're not going to go broke, guys. So he's going to be fine. Like, he's not going to be starving for sure. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how Blizzard is pushing people out in wake of the lawsuit. Lots of news coming out now. I think we're going to have a lot of dirty laundry aired, and what's going to happen is Microsoft is going to come out of this smelling like a rose. Now, there have been allegations, I guess, that Microsoft employees have been up to shenanigans too, but they'll be like, we came in and cleaned house. We came in and we fixed it. We fixed Activision Blizzard, and that's definitely going to change things for sure. Perception of the company. Watch them just rename the company, or Microvision or something. Who the hell knows? We're going to talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. I think we're at 254,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about the video game industry sometimes, not as much as other channels, but this is a huge story. So, this is basically the future of one of the largest game studios in the world. And, the story is big in the fact that it's not just about Activision Blizzard, but, they've dragged in bro culture. They've tagged in, women not being given opportunities in the gaming industry. And, this is how it ends, at least for Activision Blizzard, for the immediate future. We have no idea what's going to happen, but we kind of figured something was up because the rats were jumping ship. They were leaving the ship. Lots of people, lots of the OG Blizzard crew leaving over the last couple of years. It could be because of the allegations, the culture, whatever. It could just be that, internally Activision Blizzard is a complete shit show and they knew something was going to happen. So anyway, let's talk about Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Blizzard. Now, when this deal goes through, he's apparently out the damn door, and they've been trying to get rid of him for a while now, and he wouldn't step down. But it looks like this is how they get rid of Bobby Kotick. According to the Wall Street Journal, and this is coming from IGN, according to the Wall Street Journal, sources familiar with the deal say Activision CEO Bobby Kotick is set to leave after the deal closes. Despite contradictory statements saying Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, the two companies agreed Kotick will depart once Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard. How do you get rid of problematic people, whether it's a CEO or maybe you've got a bunch of woke warriors working for your company or whatever? You make a major change. You either sell the company. I mean, sometimes things are so bad you have to sell the company because then you've got an out to make any changes you need to make. Or you just change up the business model or whatever. It's a bad look. If you look at a company, let's just say like Marvel Comics or IDW Comics or something, for example, and they've got a lot of people that are in the company that are anti-consumer. Maybe they're on Twitter all day tweeting. And this is a top to bottom company culture thing, right? How do you get rid of them? Well, you can't just fire a bunch of people because they've tried just firing people and it doesn't work because they run out to Twitter and they're like, oh my God, they fired me. They singled me out. Blah, 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 blah. And then a lot of times they get themselves rehired. I mean, this is what happened with Gail Simone, I guess, at DC Comics. So what you do is you make a huge change at the company. Either you start outsourcing everything and say, oh yeah, it's just a business. You always blame the business decision. Well, we're just going to start outsourcing to another company. Or you sell the company off completely. And you're like, well, we're selling the company off. There are going to be layoffs. There are going to be cutbacks. Look at what happened with Crunchyroll. Now, Crunchyroll had other problems for sure. But there definitely was a certain culture that was creeping into Crunchyroll. And it's a bad look to just fire everybody and start over. So you just sell the company. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess you guys aren't going to have your indoor cherry blossom festival anymore, are you? You're not going to have your posh San Francisco offices anymore. You're not going to be able to tweet all day about your gig here at Crunchyroll because we just sold the company and we're going to have to make cutbacks. That's how this works. I've been at companies like this. I've actually been involved in helping make decisions that got rid of people like this. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of business. I came in one time as part of a crew whose job it was to basically prep a company for sale. And you come in and it's like, yeah, we got a 5-year plan and we're gonna shift the direction of the company. And we're going to close this division down. We're going to start reallocating people, whatever. Basically, keep the good people and get rid of everybody else. And that's kind of what's going to happen here. And I think they're basically just buying the brand. Anyway, Kotick did not specifically address whether he will stay or leave beyond ensuring the very best integration. But with the deal still waiting to be finalized, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard could keep the full details of their arrangement private for now. Now he is not going to be out in the streets, guys. They'll probably get rid of him and say there's no need for him because we've already got people running, Microsoft, different game studios, whatever. But this is coming from the Wrap. Head of troubled gaming studio has a cushy contract as Microsoft swoops in with $68.7 billion in cash. Activision Blizzard will soon have a new owner, Microsoft, but the same CEO, Bobby Kotick. That second part is kind of surprising. Now, he's going to be out the door. It's going to be kind of surprising to anyone who's been following the legal and PR nightmare surrounding the frat house environment saga of the game studio behind Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Candy Crush. One reason that the embattled Kotick may be on board may be found in the company's 2021 proxy filing, which shows that Kotick could be due a golden parachute worth almost $293 million if terminated due to a change in control. Bobby Kotick will cash out. If Kotick were terminated for cause, he'd be entitled to continuing benefits worth just $264,000. According to the document, which is filed annually with the SEC, had he been terminated without cause or had Kotick ended his own employment for good reason, the CEO would be due a whopping $265.2 million. Pretty big difference. Do you really think $300 million is that big of a deal to a company to get rid of him, to save face? Is that big of a deal to a company that just dropped almost $70 billion to acquire the company? He's a big part of the reason the company's in the position it's in right now, right? If Kotick were terminated without cause, he'd be due $270 million, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, so then he gets 17.4 million in bonus-based severance and the 264,000 and change in continuing benefits. And that's how you get to $293 million worth of golden parachute. Big bucks until you consider Microsoft is paying $68.7 billion in cash for Activision Blizzard. Yeah, so that's the thing. You know, he's not, even if he gets gone and they get rid of him, he's good, man. Like, he's good. He's set for life. He's already set for life. This guy's worth millions and millions of dollars. He doesn't need to work, for sure. So here's some other things going on. Activision Blizzard confirms that they pushed out 37 people in wake of the lawsuit. Activision Blizzard has reportedly fired or pushed out 37 employees and disciplined 44 more since July of last year in the wake of a slew of misconduct allegations, according to a new report from the Wall Street Journal. The number is an increase on the 20 people that had exited the company by October of last year and the further 20 that had faced disciplinary action. A lot of people who could get out got out when they could. A lot of them just on their own. I would have. I'd be like, what the hell is going on over here? According to the Wall Street Journal, the updated figures were slated to be released in December, but were held back by Bobby Kotick over concerns that the number could make the company's workplace issues seem bigger. Activision spokeswoman Helene Klasky confirmed the figures and also disputed claims that the firm had collected over 700 reports of employee concern related to misconduct and other issues, claiming that the aforementioned reports included social media statements and benign workplace concerns. Klasky disputed claims that the CEO had held the figures back. The assertion regarding Mr. Kotick is untrue, and our focus is making sure we have accurate data. You know, they talked about how they were trying to get rid of Bobby Kotick. The shareholders warned it would divest shares or enlist the support of other shareholders if its concerns were not addressed, et cetera, et cetera. And this is how they get rid of Bobby Kotick. You know, so, and this is how they start over. This is how they scrape Bill Cosby off the bottom of their boot. You know, and go on and it's like, oh yeah, that was Activision Blizzard. We're, you know, micro blizz now, and things are cool. Things are really cool. We're really progressive over here at Micro Blizz. We don't rape people. Honest. So Sony shares are tanking because, you know, Sony, they're potentially going to, you know, lose out to Microsoft. Investors fear Microsoft's announced acquisition of Activision will bring more competition to the PlayStation division and take away key games from the Japanese giant's platform. Key Activision games like Call of Duty could help power Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, if Call of Duty becomes Xbox exclusive, you know, analysts said the market overreacted with the 12% stock drop and that Sony will continue to pump out blockbuster games due to its investments in gaming studios. Yeah, so shares fell more than 12% in Tokyo on Wednesday after Microsoft announced plans to buy Activision, coming from CNBC. For some time, Sony has been ahead of Microsoft with its portfolio of first-party games, allowing it to stay ahead of the console wars. But should Microsoft... I'll be honest, I keep forgetting there's another Xbox out. We did get a PS5 when it first came out. It's okay. It's not great. It's not worth, you know, waiting years for. We actually play Switch, I think, more than we play PlayStation. But, you know, I keep forgetting there's an Xbox. It's like, oh yeah, there's that Xbox with a bunch of holes in it. Keep forgetting about Xbox. I don't really care anymore. Used to really be big into Halo, and I just don't care. But anyway, should Microsoft close the acquisition of Activision, it will have a strong portfolio of hit games from Call of Duty to World of Warcraft. Yeah, so when console makers own the gaming studio, they often make those games exclusive. Yeah, you know, you could, or you could, you know, monetize your competition. I don't know. Whether or not Activision Blizzard's, okay, this is an analyst, whether or not Activision Blizzard's content is progressively made exclusive to Xbox, it will undermine Sony's third-party business. Sony has benefited from the ability to negotiate timed exclusive content for Call of Duty, but now this is under threat, and people think they're overreacting. I don't know, guys. I mean, Sony is clearly ahead of Microsoft in console sales at this point. I mean, Call of Duty is a big deal, but is it a deal breaker if you don't get Call of Duty on PlayStation? I mean, can't Sony or somebody else come up with another franchise that competes? I mean, it might be good for gamers. There might be something better. You know, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I just wanted to update you on the situation. It's going to be really interesting to watch what happens for sure. So I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.